Hi, we're going to go over creating columns in the Seesmic desktop. On the sidebar, you'll see at the very top, Home, Replies, Private, and Sent. This is a top-level menu that collects all of your feeds from your different accounts. Here we have a Facebook account and 4 Twitter accounts. In order to create a column, for example, a Facebook account, you can click on the Facebook account and you'll see it showing up in the very first column, which is sort of a central pane that reflects the sidebar. To create a separate column specifically for Facebook, I use the Detach Column button. When I click on that, it'll create or separate the column here in the second column after the first pane. And as you can see, I can see all of the messages I get from all of my accounts as well as a Facebook account. If I wanted to create a separate column just for a Twitter account, for example my Ask Seesmic, I would click on the accounts and it would show up in the first pane. Then I would click on Detach Column and separate that out. And then you'll see that I'll have a total of 3 columns. My first pane and 2 separate columns. I would be able to do that for the rest of my Twitter accounts if I needed to. Another thing you'll also notice is that in order to close an account, let's say if I didn't want to see one of the Twitter accounts, I'd be able to click on this close button and then it would close back into the accounts. If I wanted to bring it back, I can simply click on the Twitter account and detach it back. Another thing you also notice is I can rearrange my columns simply by clicking and dragging. I'm going to close this account and show you another view or another column that I can create. You can create columns based on user lists, and we can go over that in another session. Here, I'm going to click on a user list of my friends. And as you can see, I have all my friends in the very first pane. And you can tell that it's a user list by this icon. In order to create a separate column from a user list, there'll be a Detach Column button. And the list of all of my friends or groups are in this column here. Now, another way to create a column is through searches. Let's say, for instance, I wanted to see all of the messages that relate to anyone saying Ask Seesmic. Here, I've already created a saved search, and in order to see it as a separate column, I can detach the column. There currently is no limit to how many columns I can create. You can create up to 10, maybe 20 if you want. Another way to also create searches or create columns from searches is using the search bar here. Let's say if I wanted to look up someone, look up Guy Kawasaki, I would enter the search and hit enter on my keyboard, and it would automatically create a column. Another thing to notice there is that once the column is created, the search is actually saved in the sidebar as well. So if I close the account or close the column, it's saved here, and when I click it back, it would reappear in the first pane and I'd be able to detach it back. So that's it for columns and creating columns. It's a very powerful way to view your stream, be able to organize it. And if you need any help, please go to help.seesmic.com. Thanks a lot and enjoy.